if it didn't affect the noise, I would roll down the windows.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's super noisy.
It's super.
Here.
We're literally at the busiest intersection of Lockport right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have to be, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Route 7 this is 9th Street and State Street.
Yep.
Is this the heart of Lockport? Right
Yep.
here?
Yeah.
The beating pulse of Lockport?
I mean, I would hope so.
Right, because
the studio's right here.
This is Car Con Carne. I'm James Van Osdale. I do this podcast in a car. This is my Mazda 3. I need a new car. I need new tires this weekend. I just put like $500 worth of work into it. At some point, I'll get a new car. But for now, this is the perfect place to have a traveling studio. It is my car. I'll introduce my guests shortly. But first, my guests, I want to tell you about solar power. You, yes, you can take control of your finances for the first time ever. Have cost certainty through solar. Electric bills. I just got my Nest usage. I have one of those Nest thermostats, the smart thermostats, and it told me my usage between June and July. July was stupid. July was offensive. It's going to be painful writing that check or paying that bill this month. My solution is a real simple solution. It should be your solution. Switch to solar. My friend Brent Sopel, he played for the Chicago Blackhawks. He helped us win a Stanley Cup. He is going to help you win cost certainty with solar power. Go to sopelsolar.com, S-O-P-E-L, solar.com. Costs nothing for your online consultation. Costs nothing out of pocket. And once those solar panels are installed, you start saving money immediately. Sopelsolar.com. Now I can properly introduce. That's what we call a pre-roll.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we call a pre-roll.
It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Osdale.
So we are, as teased, we are in Lockport, the bucolic suburb of Lockport, Illinois. We are right in front of the studio in Lockport, minutes before live music is set to start. In fact, the studio Lockport, I'm sitting next to the owner. It's Laura Felker. Felker?
Yep.
Felker, sorry.
That's all right. Everyone messes it up.
Everyone messes up my name, too.
That's why I just go by my middle name most of the time.
If it's any consolation, everyone always messes up Van Osdale. I've been Van Odel, Van Odel, Van Osdale. In the back seat, it is Eddie Ryan. You two together are in a band. You're in the Simple Remedy together.
Yep.
That's right.
And tonight, we're here to talk about the studio. The studio actually has food, too. We're going to eat food from the studio as well. The studio, first of all, I walked in there for my first time tonight. I didn't know what to expect. It's a live music room, like I said, in downtown Lockport. What a cool space.
Thank you.
How long have you been in possession of this? How long have you owned this?
Since January 1st of 2021.
Okay, so this is a baby for you right now.
Yeah. I've been here for 3 years, and I've had a history with the owner, Scott, and who owns the whole building. I worked for him when this used to be a wine bar back in the day. That was probably about 10 years ago is when I worked for him. And then when he got the business back after he sold it, he called me to help, and eventually I just took it over. So.
Now, there are little hints of what this building was in the past. I think I saw a handful of corks throughout the place, speaking of the wine bar. But it's such a cool building. When you pull up here at the corner of 9th and State Street in Lockport, it's an old bank building. It says right there on the wall, on the facade, First National Bank of Lockport. Two things I noticed right when I walked in, Laura, and this made me fall in love with the place. An old granite drinking fountain from the bank days, and the teller window right when you walk into your left, the old bank teller window, which doubles as like a ticket booth.
Yeah.
How could you not turn this into a live music room?
There's actually a couple vaults in the basement, too, but eventually I want to open that up in the future, but it's going to take a lot of work, so.
What a cool spot. And I guess let's start eating because I don't want food to get cold.
Yes.
I want Eddie to have something to do. I feel bad.
Right.
I feel like he's just...
I'm good at eating, so...
we'll talk about the drink menu because the drink menu is awesome. What are we eating?
We got two different flatbreads, the Chipotle chicken flatbread, which has some Cholula drizzle over it, and then goat cheese pepperoni flatbread, which has basil pesto as the base, Parmesan cheese, and then some balsamic vinegar as a drizzle over it.
Sold. You had me at Cholula. So we're going to eat and talk. I want you...
That's yours. I got mine.
Oh, wait. This is all for me?
Yes.
Stop it. Oh, great. I'm not going to say no.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, and it's nice and hot. Let's talk about the menu before we start talking about live music, since we're talking about food. This is clearly a music room. This is a place that won my heart for so many reasons. The menus are on record covers. Hold that up. The menu is formatted like an album. On the back side of the menu, you've got the A side and the B side. The A side are the drinks.
Yeah, side 1 is martinis, side 2 is the cocktails, and
Right.
then inside is the wine, beer, and food list.
Do not put that on a turntable. But I love what a great simple concept, and it's one you can't forget.
And actually, in the logo is my dog.
Oh, he's kind of camouflaged, right? It's kind of camouflaged.
Yeah.
So, I love the drink menu because you're a music fan. Clearly, you're a music fan.
Mm-hmm.
The drink names are all based on, maybe not all, but mostly based on songs, artists.
Songs or artists, yeah. And then there's one like martini called the Sunset Strip, so that's, obviously that's a big music thing. California Girls doubles as California Girls from Katy Perry, but then also the Beach Boys. So I combined.
And then also David Lee Roth, really.
Yeah, but I just put those descriptions in there, so it was fun to write.
And Talk Dirty to Me is your dirty martini.
Yep.
Because how could you not do that?
Yep.
So, all right, I'm going to have a quick bite so we can talk about this space. Actually, as I take a quick bite, I'll ask you a question. That actually makes sense. What made you want to take this over? Because post-COVID, there's a certain level of ambition you have to say, I'm going to take over a live music room in what is clearly a bonkers environment.
I think having the support of Scott and Ed, who were partners with the studio before I took it over, they really, talking it over with them really kind of helped, because I knew that if it did fail, it wouldn't really fail. They'd always kind of try to help and guide me. And actually, when I talked to some friends and family about finally deciding to take the plunge, my cousin was the one that really convinced me. He's like, I said, what if it crashes? What if it burns out? He's like, then get another job. I'm like, oh. You know what? You're right. I guess that's it. And honestly, I've been in this industry, the service industry, since I was 15, 16 years old, and been around musicians my whole life. So this was a perfect way to combine both of those things that I felt like I was familiar and good at. And
Well, I think as a musician, as a performer, as someone who plays with Eddie, who's quiet in the backseat, I do want to engage with you soon. I promise.
I'll be here if you need me.
Okay. You know what musicians are like. You know what makes them happy. I mean, as a club owner, I'm sure you're creating a place that they want to be at, because you get them.
Yeah, I hope so, because I hear a lot of and have experienced some instances through friends and family where they've had negative experiences, whether it was the staff or the owners themselves or just people that had venues that didn't really know what went into either side of it. And I want everyone on stage to have just as much fun as everyone out in the crowd, because it's going to shine through. Otherwise, they're going to look like they're just doing a miserable job. So,
Add a little spice on the chicken. Thumbs up.
Yeah, it's got chipotle aioli as the base. So,
Excellent. Eddie, what do you like about this place? What do you like about the studio in Lockport over at 9th and State Street?
Man, I'll tell you what. First of all, there's nothing like it in the south suburbs at all. I mean, it's just there's a lot of places that have music. There's a lot of places that throw it in as a side, but there's really nothing like this out here. And honestly, the first time I walked in, I was blown away because it's the kind of place I've been looking for to do some of the songwriter things we've been working on. And it's just a perfect environment for musicians. You saw the colors, the decor, everything is just geared towards 100% music. They're not doubling as a sports bar or anything else. This is the heart of it.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, because it's true. The suburbs are not known for supporting and fostering original music.
Right.
I mean, places that do that are few and far between. This is, in a sense, kind of an oasis. And it's kind of hard to build a scene. There are plenty of musicians who live out here, but it's hard to build a scene when there aren't a whole lot of places to support that scene.
Right.
Especially coming out of COVID, I feel like we opened up. The mayor was really, really great with working with all the businesses and trying to get everyone to open back up and again, and everybody to be safe, under the guidelines and all that. When we did finally open up, it was great to start music on the other days of the week, because this place before used to only be open 4 days a week, and now we're open 7, and we have music pretty much all the time now and special events. So
Let's talk about the non-music things. Sorry. A little spice, a little heat. You do a drag brunch?
Yes, we do a drag brunch once a month. Hopefully we'll get to twice a month. And it's usually the third or fourth Sunday of every month. We actually have our first jazz brunch coming up this month at the end of the month, and tickets actually just went on sale today. And then we do...
Now, does that bring the old wine customers back?
You know what? This is going to be the first one, so we're going to see. But a lot of people that come in say, you know, it would be really nice if you had a jazz brunch. And I got enough requests for it, and I actually know some really great jazz musicians. So I said, why not make that another special thing? And then we also have comedy nights once a month, the second Saturday of every month. That's been packing lately, and we rotate out. We get different comics each month, too. And Phil and Kyle, who have been running that for me recently, they're just fantastic.
So they're booking it?
Yes.
Because that was my next question. Like, how full is your email box, your messenger?
It's pretty full. So for the drag queen stuff and drag kings, they handle the lineup and just tell me the info. Same with the jazz brunch. I asked my friend Josh, I'm like, you're the jazz guy, if you just tell me who's playing. And then for the comedy nights too, they pretty much do the same thing. They've been working the Instagram. And then Eddie, he was actually a big part of the singer-songwriter nights and getting that started, and he said, I'm going to take that, you know, and he's booking all of it. In fact, we're booked out until like March or April of next year already.
Yeah.
For the singer-songwriter. Wow.
Yeah.
And we do that once a month, too. That's usually the second to third Friday of each month. So.
It seems to me that would be something that you maybe would do more than once a month.
I would love to get to that point, but we, baby steps, we're still trying to get through it. And honestly, we've had 2 so far. We got our third one coming next Friday. Mm-hmm. It's just the feedback is incredible, and the talent in the room is just phenomenal. And actually, I'll let him talk about that a little bit more.
Talk about who plays here.
So it's a wide range. I started with some people I knew just to get us off the ground. We participated in the first one just to do a test run to see what it would take. And we had Colleen Wilde here, and we had the Secret Lives here.
She's a hell of a singer.
Oh,
she's fantastic.
And the Secret Lives are kind of personal favorites of ours, so we went to them to try to do this test run in some, with a friendly environment. And it was great. It was just a special night. In this last one, we just had a great group. Michelle Billingsley was here. Yes. Despina from Tiny Country was here. And we had a local favorite, Allison Flood, who's just fantastic. Mm-hmm. Having the 3 of them together was just amazing. And we just went after people. We pitched it and who we could put them with. And just so many people said yes right away that we got pretty far out, and now we're bringing in a guy from St. Louis is coming, Kyron Penrose, right?
He's from Missouri, yeah.
Missouri,
so, Kyron Penrose is going to be next February, I believe, and I actually saw at a place called the Bluebird in Indiana. He sounds just like Tyler Childers, he's got such great originals, and he's got a really cool vibe. And I asked him, like, if you're ever in Chicago, and he's like, I'm coming. He's like, no questions asked. He's like, I'm coming up there, so he'll be in town then. He's actually going to be here for a show in October as well, a separate show. So
yeah, and he was just out on tour with the record company, right?
Oh, wow.
Yes, the record company. That's fantastic. Where I saw him, yeah.
So we're chasing people. I'm still determined. I'm chasing Paul Bolger from Mr. Blotto.
Oh yeah.
I will try to convince him to come because he's one of my all-time favorite local musicians. Mr. Blotto's
super talented.
Oh
dude.
my God. If we can start getting folks like that out here. He was just so booked out with Mr. Blotto starting up again that
right.
But he got back to us
right
away.
Artists just need to know this exists. That's it.
Yeah.
They just need to know this exists.
Yeah.
And it's cool, and really they just need to see it once.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're chasing Miles Nielsen. I don't know if we'll get him out here. He's just fantastic out of Rockford.
Oh yeah.
And there's just
he's got that good DNA.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic DNA. So we're just trying. We're trying to throw things at the wall, and we want to be different out here. Everything Laura's done already is just amazing. The bass player from Sublime was just out here Sunday.
Yeah,
Laura was telling me that. How cool is that?
Yes.
I mean, just wow.
Yes, Brie Allen came out on Sunday, and it was cool because I asked them, I said, how did you find me? They're like, we were looking at, venues around Tinley. And we saw yours, like pictures of yours online. It looked really cool. I'm like, okay. And honestly, I always thought this place would be really cool if it could be like a Tinley after party spot, just like they do for like the after hours for Lala up in Chicago. And it's like a smaller room. Once tickets are sold, they're sold.
How far is this from Hollywood Casino?
Hollywood?
20 minutes.
Probably about 20 minutes, yeah.
Maybe even less. I mean, depending on the back roads, you could probably find a quick way out
here. It's a no-brainer is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. And, you know, they have a bar set up at that the golf center out there and things like that, but it's not tailored to live music.
Once you're done with the show there, you want to get the fuck out of there.
Definitely. 100%.
You want to put some distance between yourself and that venue and that parking lot. So, like, a 20-minute perimeter, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
One thing I've learned in just the past 5 minutes talking to Eddie, fantastic speaking voice. He should have his own podcast.
I know. We talk about that all the time. I'm just going to have him read a book on tape for me to.
Eddie, if you need help getting started, I'm happy to kind of point you in the right direction.
I'd appreciate that. Yeah. Someday, if the dust ever settles on all the things
we could
I'm
have a
working
podcast called Inside the Studio.
That would be a good idea.
And talk to the singer-songwriters.
That leads me to the only hard question I'm going to ask. Is your name or is it not really hard to Google for the bar?
It's actually pretty easy. If you put the studio Lockport in, I notice it comes up right away, but maybe that's because I'm working on my website and stuff all the time. But I've noticed, because I get the algorithms and all that emailed to me all the time, that it's slowly rising.
Good.
But yeah, so.
And again, this is a place run by a music fan, specifically Laura. You're a Bowie fan. You're clearly a Bowie fan.
Oh, yeah.
I heard 2 Bowie songs as I was standing in there. I heard Life on Mars and Modern Love.
Yes.
Is Bowie your thing?
I love Bowie. I love Prince. I love Patsy Cline. I love Dolly. I'm kind of all over the place, so.
I think we all are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at anyone's phone and their playlist, it's not one style of music.
No. There's some angry music. There's some sad music. And honestly, I'll listen to it all times of the day. Don't have to be in a certain mood, and it still gets me through. So.
Eddie, are you eating?
I did. I've already eaten one.
Okay, good.
And I'm just contemplating which one I want now.
I just don't want you to insult Laura by not eating her food.
Oh, God. Well, I've had the food. It's excellent.
It's okay.
And I'm hoping one of these is spicy, so we'll be.
All right, so Laura, you bought the place in 2021. We're recording this on August 17th, 2022. Was there a moment, or what was the moment, where you were at the club, at the bar, and you thought, this is it. It came together. This was the moment. The moment that made you think, I was right to do this.
Honestly, there was a Sunday sessions open jam, because we have 2 open jams a week on Tuesdays and Sundays, and then an open mic on Thursdays. And the Sunday session open jam, it was earlier this year in the winter. I had just joined the Simple Remedy like a month or 2 back. This room was packed. Like it was packed, and everyone was happy. We had all the local blues like legends come out. Like Al Spears was in here at that specific date. He comes out every once in a while. Herman Hines was here, of course, singing. The house band was here, and Mike, Jerome, Andy, and Jesse, all of my house band. They're fantastic. But we were all in here. It was packed. Everyone was dancing, drinking, having a good time. Sales were good. They were getting tips. And they brought me up on stage, and I kind of, did a little thing where I talked about, hey, like, we made it through the first year. Thank you guys for all your hard work. Like, these are my goals for the future. And it just seemed to, everything clicked. Like, everyone, the staff, everybody was just having such a good time. The vibe in the room was so harmonious. So, other than the music itself, so it was great. It was awesome. So
again, seven days a week. You're open. It's the studio in Lockport, right here in the heart. This is the heart. The studio is the heart of Lockport, downtown. The different nights you have going on, you mentioned you've got the drag shows, the drag brunch, comedy shows monthly, singer-songwriter nights monthly, 3 open mics.
Yeah, so it's Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and that's how I book my bands too. So if anyone ever wants to come out, I'm old school. I like to see them, see if their vibe fits too, because
I get that.
and then we negotiate from there.
And then we're here on Wednesday acoustic night.
Yeah, so that's my wine down Wednesday. So we do 40% off bottles of wine on Wednesdays, and you get live music for a couple hours, and then
Best deal in town.
yeah, and then Fridays, Saturdays is when we have the bigger bands, or we'll have all sorts of different music. I book all genres, so.
I love it. I'm trying to eat crunchy pizza fast so I can talk to you.
Oh, and Mondays are car shows during the summer, and then when we don't have the car shows, we're still open. But it's
What does that mean? How does that work?
They set the street down to one lane, and then we have the cars parked on the side. We have live music out front, and then
right on.
And then I serve drinks, and then we have Bob does the barbecue and cooks that up every Monday. And then when the car shows aren't going on, so in the wintertime, it's industry night. So I actually open up the stage inside for bands to practice for free. And people can still come in and hang out, because it's expensive for them to practice.
Oh, no doubt.
Certain places, and sometimes they get some tip money, and it's really cool, and people can still enjoy some free music and see a little behind the scenes with it. And then it's also industry night, where anybody in the service industry, they get a discount on their check, because most places are closed on Mondays. So
See, just that, like, using the stage for a practice space for musicians. This is what I was saying about a musician owning the place. Like, you understand the mindset and what musicians are looking for. Let's talk about your band for a second, since you're both here. Simple Remedy, what's on tap for the band moving forward?
So August 20th, coming up this weekend, we're at Carol's Pub, which is owned by Ed Warm.
Yeah,
And,
Clark Street.
so cool.
Fantastic. Ed's just one of our biggest supporters. He's taken such good care of us over the years. And I'm trying to think.
I used to live right over there. That place is fantastic.
Oh, what he's done with the place, too, is just amazing. And we've got, we're at Bub
Potter's.
City Rosemount. Oh, yeah, Potter's Place is coming up
next.
August 24th in Naperville.
That's next Wednesday, yeah.
We're opening up Elgin Fest. We got, we're doing a slot there right before we run out to Bub City Rosemount on the 27th.
Speaking of Ed Warm.
Yes, another great Ed spot. And then we're going. We're outside Gate 4 at Guaranteed Rate Field before a Sox game on September 2nd to kick off Labor Day
Oh
weekend.
my God, that's awesome.
Yeah,
We're excited about that
some
one.
cool things coming up. So we'll get to play a bit and then go watch a game.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like speaking of that, I mean, we've been at Joe's on Weed Street a bit this summer. We've got some great stuff coming up the fall, some fests and Oktoberfest type stuff coming up. So yeah, we're booked solid into January right now, and not just nice to be playing again on a real steady pace.
For sure.
And it's just great. And Laura coming into the band last year was just a fantastic addition. And it's we've done a lot of duo spots this summer, just trying to build the harmonies and all that great stuff. And you got to hear her sing; she just kills it. She's doing great. So,
All right.
You're cool, too.
yeah, well, I tried,
So
but we got just a real quick shout out to our guys too. Pat Kiner's a fantastic guitar player out of Chicago here. He's been with us a long time. Mike Smith, who's been in he started with Nick Lynch, was one of his first big bass spots. And then we got Andy Wilmoth on the drums. He plays all over. He was in Nashville for 8 or 9 years, and he's back here now holding down the drum throne for us. So got a shout out to the guys.
Yeah.
So
great guys, super talented. They weren't allowed. They weren't allowed in the car tonight.
yeah, well, we had to make a little room to get the food in.
Right.
So, but always got a shout out to the musicians, and
yeah.
we're lucky to have them. So,
All right. So the studio opens when? 7 days a week.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Perfect.
Yes. Yep.
After work.
yep.
Come early, stay late.
Oh, yeah. And if you have private birthday parties you need, we do that during the day. So private
really?
party, yep, and whatever kind of party anybody wants.
I mean, going back to what I was saying toward the beginning of this interview, people need to know this exists. People need to know that there are venues like yours that support local musicians who aren't playing covers.
Mm-hmm. Like, I do accept, obviously the cover bands, and they throw some in their set, but there are nights where I've had bands play just original music, and nobody said a word. Like, they were actually here because they knew it was live music, and that's what the reputation's starting to become is, oh, we know you have live music. What kind of music?
Yeah.
Not, oh, do they play this? And now it's just what genre, which is great.
Because people want to discover, they want to... the thing that's wonderful about local music that people just don't necessarily get at first, people want to discover new things. They want to be the first one to hear
Yeah.
the band that's going to change their life. That's the opportunity when you see a local band
Yeah.
on stage. You could tell your friends, oh my God, I saw this band, it blew my mind, wasn't expecting anything. I went for 40% off a bottle of wine and I left a fan for life.
Yeah.
Which 40% off a bottle of wine. I mean, come on. The studio in Lockport, Laura, thank you.
Thank you.
Eddie, are you good?
I'm great. I'm just glad I got to come out tonight and support Laura. This venue's one of a kind out here. It's just fantastic.
And I did want Eddie to be here too, not just because I'm in his band now and all this, but he really has put a lot of hard work into the singer-songwriter night, and it's starting to show, and everyone is reaching out constantly through email, wanting to be a part of it, and it's we've only had 2 so far, so it's incredible that it's starting to spread. The news is starting to spread for that. So.
Yeah, it seems like that would be all momentum moving forward.
Yeah.
Can we hold up the menu one more time just because it's so cool?
The coolest menu in town.
Yeah. It's like a record, but it's a menu.
You can't play this, he
love
says.
That's how they get me. Thank you to Sopal Solar for sponsoring this show, sopalsolar.com. Come visit the studio in Lockport, see some live music, have a cold beverage, marvel at the bank teller window and the drinking fountain. Really eye-catching stuff. Great place. Thank you. I almost said thank you guys. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.